Something really exciting is happening in the streaming world right now. A team of content creators have got together to try and produce a whole new platform for you guys to stream from. That's right, a new broadcast software to try and compete with OBS. For so long, OBS has obviously been absolutely dominating the space, but the downside to OBS Studio, quite simply, is its complicated interface, and the methods of putting in plugins can be really, really difficult for those new to the space. Hell, even some people that have been doing it a long time still struggle with the plugins. Now, the plugin creators are top notch. People like Exeldro are producing some of the best plugins on the market. In steps a whole new contender with Meld Studio. Meld Studio has taken all of these little things that you might require for your stream and have integrated them directly into their platform. I've had this sitting in my downloads folder for a few days and I've just installed it, and I want you guys to come along with me as I get my first impressions of Meld Studio and see exactly what it's all about. Before we do that though, I do want to mention that Meld Studio have not asked me to do this in any way, shape or form. I'm receiving absolutely nothing from this. I'm just curious, and as somebody who likes to help other people with their streams, I'd really like to possibly have something new to show them, something that they can work out for themselves and start understanding the platform and content creation as a whole. And then maybe if they want to advance onto OBS later, they can do that, or maybe they just stick with Meld and Meld becomes the new meta. Who knows? So now that's all been said, let's hop over and check out the website first. This is the Meld Studio website, and I've got to admit, they've done a really good job. I'm a big fan of the way that it looks. What they've tried to do with this, from what I've seen and what I've heard, and a shout out to the Meld creators and being so vocal on X and various other social media platforms, they've done a really good job. I only know about them purely because of their presence on X, and then searched for them on YouTube and found the video by Harris Heller, which if you haven't seen, do go and check out. What I love about Meld is before they've gone on shouting about their platform and telling everybody how brilliant it's going to be, they've made sure they've got the key details down first. They've got themselves integrated with Elgato, with Twitch, with YouTube, and StreamerBot. And we all know just how much I love StreamerBot. So to get access to Meld, you literally just click the download button shown at the top of their landing page. Boom. That's it. Download it and install it from your downloads page. Let's head on over to Meld and see what it looks like just as soon as we install it. Okay, so here we are in Meld Studio. There's some familiarities here. It doesn't feel too alien, but it does feel like it's its own thing. It does not feel like a complete rip and copy, you know, like Kick did with Twitch. It's not just a color scheme change, is what I'm trying to say. This is definitely something new and something fresh. Straight away, it's giving us some information, some little bits and pieces, some sneak peeks as to what's going on. Big fan of that. Advertise the fact there's multiple platforms, really good. The smart corner radius is going to be so exciting. I'm a big fan. Move transition also being built in, very, very nice. I have had to grab another camera from somewhere. It's going to be really poor quality, but I do have another one just to hand right here that we can use. Because obviously this camera is running in OBS currently, so that we can record this video, because I haven't set up Meld to be able to record yet. But, you know, I may even make this in my recording space, or I might make OBS my recording space and Meld my streaming space, so that I keep completely up to date with both. We'll see. Now, the first big thing that you're going to notice is that there's no sources. And that is because Meld have renamed them to layers. Now, I would assume that they've done this so that it's a little bit easier to understand when people come in and just to make it different. In my opinion, that's a really great move. Let's go ahead and add a camera into this. So we're going to go up to layers and press the plus icon and select video capture device. Then we'll hit the drop down. I've just had to go ahead and grab a random USB webcam here. So it's going to look absolutely terrible when it's first put in. And correct, it does in fact look absolutely terrible, but I'm pretty sure we can hopefully fix this all within the Meld app. We're going to go ahead here and look for under device. We have here video device settings. This gives us FPS values and camera properties, and we can configure it right here within Meld. So we're going to turn off our white balance and we're going to turn off the exposure so we can fix this very slightly. Get rid of the low light compensation as well. I'm hoping that you can kind of... You can't do anything. Now, it looks like it's kind of grayed out the screen, which is a little bit annoying when you're trying to fix your camera. But let's see if we can fix this still and make it look a little bit less terrible. This will do for now, I think. Let's just apply this so that we can click OK. We can click OK. That's not cancel. Okay, now it cancelled it and I wasn't able to apply the settings that we just did. Okay, it looks kind of terrible, but we're going to keep it here for now. And I can't really adjust myself to be more in shot just because of the way that this camera's set up. But this does give us an opportunity to play with some of the settings here. So what we can do is resize, of course, but we can also add rounded corners. Another great feature with this, I'm so excited about this kind of stuff, is that you don't have to go into Photoshop and you don't have to then create your own like mask and apply a mask. None of that has to be done. So we have our rounded corners and I can just resize it. And the rounded edges stay. If I decide they're too big, we can make them smaller. And when we lock it, we can see there nice rounded corners over here. Very, very happy about that indeed. Next up, we're going to look at some cropping. That's kind of important. I don't know if there's any like key binds for this, maybe Alt. Okay, so Alt changes the size from the middle. Kind of nice. One thing I also like is it snaps to the midlines. It also shows you where they are. So if you're on one, it gives you that little star in the middle, which means you can find yourself. So if you want to stay on middle, but you want to be on the side, you can do that. You can just scale yourself down over here and still be on the midline very easily. Snap to the edge, snap to the midline, boom. Everything looks pretty. One thing we also need to do right here is we need to add ourselves a display capture, because you're going to need to select something. Now we're going to select this screen, which is going to give us an absolute section of stuff. Bring the camera back to the top. The very basics of everything that you need to start some sort of stream. Very nice and very, very easy. Other things that I know you can do with this, so there are presets. So you can have like a circle preset here, which is very nice. If you wanted to have that kind of thing, you could actually just have this circle preset for your TikToks or that kind of stuff. Talking of TikToks, you can also go straight to a vertical. So you could enlarge this up here and you could put yourself a vertical camera in there. You could use this some sort of scene or transition as a very quick and easy way of doing it. That all works really, really nicely. And having a little square here, we can change the corner radius a little bit, scale ourselves down. We can put ourselves over here. Very clean, very easy. Very, very nice indeed. I'm actually really happy about these. These are really great. We do have the presets over here. We're going to set up a second scene. So we're going to add this one here, scene 1. It's going to go totally black. That's fine because we're going to add the video device and we're going to select the camera again. And we're going to put that here. Now, a cool little thing with the transitions. Move transition is built directly into this. Very nice indeed. So we're going to add a display capture here and we're going to call it the same display capture. Now it's going to be absolutely huge. What we can do is we can scale it down and we can chuck it over here off to the side of the canvas. So with the transitions, as long as all of your layers are named exactly the same thing, the move transition will work by default. Simply all you do is add like we did just then, and then you switch between your scenes. And just like that, it's so nice. It just works. So clean, so easy and simple. Big fan of how that works. Now, I'm not entirely sure how to get to it. We have preferences over here. So we'll click on that. And here, this is where you connect your Twitch account. So you can add an output here, select Twitch, boom, grab your stream key from your dashboard. Don't obviously share that with absolutely anybody. It's really important that you don't do that. Now, I do notice here it says click here to go to your YouTube stream key. Now, we selected Twitch, so that's just a wording issue. It's not the end of the world. I'm sure they can fix that relatively easily. While we're here, we're just going to look at the transition. Now, as you see, move is on by default. You have cut, fade, morph, and move. Not sure what morph does. Let's test out morph and see what that does. I'm interested to see. Oh, okay. So it's like a kind of fuzzy, wavy kind of morph. I mean, you could do that. There's certain use cases, I suppose, that you could use that for. So crack on with that. For now, we're just going to stick to move. One thing that I noticed in here is that you have all of these different things. Layer reordering mode, just there. But the one thing I'm really excited about is easing curve. All of these different easing curves mean that although you have the move transition, and that may well become the meta for most people, and you don't want this to become so easy that everyone just uses the same thing. Having all of these different easing curves means that you can bring some element of uniqueness to your broadcast. We have all different kinds of ones in here. Now, out in circular. Let's try that and see what this one looks like. Oh, a little bit laggy for the first. Oh, no, it's not laggy. It's doing that on purpose. That kind of feels good if you were going to switch between two different kind of screens. Maybe not a gameplay scene, or maybe you're switching between two different videos. I think that would probably get more use in something like this. That's a transition that you don't have to do in post when you're editing on your preferred editing software. You could actually have this live, meaning you could do a lot more of your production within Meld rather than having to do it later on and going through keyframes. That's the move transition for the most part. We're not going to go through every single transition. It will take forever. So under your general, these are just your encoder settings, which you have all of the same normal stuff. I did see recently on X that they have included now 320 kbps. Very nice. You can change your canvas size if you'd like to. You can go to a portrait 4K, 1080 or 720. Great if you only want to stream in portrait. We also have here your 4K, your 1440 canvas. Most people do generally keep the 1080p canvas, and I think we'll do that. I don't do it right now, but I probably should. I do it 1440 just so that everything lines up a little easier. You have your bitrate. It's kind of everything that OBS has, just simpler. There's a little less here though for now, but I do believe this will change over time. You have a destination for your recording, and you have MKV, MOV, and FLV. Notice that there is not an MP4 here. I actually like that. I like that there's no MP4 there, purely because if you have any sort of power outages or crashes and that kind of thing, when you're recording an MP4, you lose all of the footage. If you record in MKV, you only lose everything after you have that situation occur. A WebSocket server, really useful. Obviously, you're going to need that for things like StreamerBot and possibly Elgato stuff as well, off the top of my head. So yeah, so far, there's definitely more things coming to this platform. I'd like to see some more layer integrations. That would be really cool. I'm definitely going to have a little of a look more around and see what's out there, see what's going on, watch a couple of videos, maybe have a look at their GitHub or their resource center if they have one, and try and work out what it is that we can do with this. One thing I've also considered is my brother has just started streaming for the first time. I've been in the content space for the last 4 years or so, but he's very new. So what I'd like to do possibly is move him over to Meld. Now he's doing his second stream right now as I'm recording this video, so I don't see a more perfect time to try and integrate this. I think this will work really, really well for him and make life very easy, and he'll be able to do things without having me help him, so he feels like he's actually learning it for himself. This could be the platform for it. If you'd like to see me record some stuff and we'll have a look at his journey and how he's learning Meld, then we could definitely sort something out. Let me know in the comment section down below, and don't forget to like if you've got this far through the video. And if you want to see more like this, of course, subscribe as well. So I've been Spring Peak. Thank you very much for this kind of TED Talk tutorial kind of walk along, share experience with me. We'll do more videos like this, and we'll see exactly where this is at as a platform, and keep an eye on it. Now, if you want to check them out, it's meldstudio.co is their website, or at Streaming with Meld on X, and you'll find there. Great to see. Keep it up, you guys, at Meld Studio. And I'm really excited to see what happens in the future.